As a part of our daily interaction with children, it is important that we learn to help support children's emotional intelligence. New York Times author and psychologist Daniel Goleman states that emotional intelligence refers to the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. Empathy, compassion, kindness, and helpfulness are values that we work to instill in children as we support their emotional intelligence. When children hold these values strong across the board, bullying is less likely to occur. We want children to connect with others by inclusion. We want them to learn to live happily in a diverse society, and we want them to learn conflict resolution and to have healthy relationships. The end result of this is that we have the hope that children will learn to believe in themselves, called self-efficacy, have autonomy, or be able to think for themselves and be able to regulate their emotions through self-control. If we do a good job of instilling these values, starting at an early age, we can make great strides against bullying along the way. The classroom environment and activities can be the second teacher when it comes to supporting emotional intelligence. There are a number of strategies that can be integrated into your classroom that will work to intentionally promote emotional intelligence. We are going to talk about only some of these ideas. Afterwards, you may be able to come up with many of your own ideas. One of those ideas is to have meaningful jobs. The intent here is to create jobs that will promote the emotional intelligence that we previously discussed. Through these jobs, the intention of the work is to make connections with others. Some examples can be a morning greeter, and this is someone that is placed in charge to meet and greet each person that comes into the room. This makes each person coming into the room feel welcomed and helps the greeter to develop a welcoming attitude toward others. Consider a kindness reporter. This is one person who is responsible for looking for good deeds in others. How about a cheerleader, someone whose job it is to encourage others? A new child buddy, a rest mat helper, an attendance taker, and perhaps the focus is on who is not here today and how we will miss them. There are differences here between rituals and routines. Can you see the difference between any one of these jobs and, let's say, a table washer or a center checker? These are important jobs also, as they do promote responsibility and good citizenship, but the intent is to be aware of creating an environment of a classroom family by looking out for the good and welfare of others. Think of your own additional ideas for meaningful jobs as you hopefully move forward with this. Consider creating a friends and family board. Create a board or a book that contains pictures of children's families and school staff. The focus is on who is important in our lives and who are the people that make our world better. Don't forget the school chef or the janitor or the bus driver. Another idea is to create a kindness tree. The focus here is on what is right rather than what is wrong. This goes back to the meaningful jobs, where the kindness reporter is looking for the good in everyone. There are many ways to do this, including using an actual tree branch to hang shapes from that list the kindnesses that are sought out throughout the days. A wishing well board. This can be used to wish someone well, as in when a child is absent, or a child is worried about someone or something, or is having an upset moment, or struggling with a skill or a task. Another similar idea would be a celebration center. Start with a focus on one child who has something to celebrate, and then pull back to focus on everyone. This does not necessarily mean to celebrate only birthdays, but it could be used to celebrate successes that children have. Constantly send the message that we are all in this together. We all should know how important it is for a child to have a place to be alone if they want to. A cozy area gives children a safe place to transform their inner state if it is taught and promoted well. It can be a place to go when children want to be organized and peaceful. Remember to never use it as a place of punishment. Try to work in many types of I love you rituals. Seek out resources such as stories, songs, or finger plays that promote feel-good messages. The Center on the Social and Emotional Foundations for Early Learning, or CEFL, has this handout with some ideas for giving children positive feedback and encouragement. This gives teachers alternative words to use to celebrate the good things that children do. One of the end results when intentionally promoting emotional intelligence is that children learn empathy. Empathy is the identification with and understanding of another's feelings and situations. Empathy creates connections that bond us person to person, neighborhood to village, community to country, and nation to planet. Empathy is not only what we feel when a good friend is hurt, but it is also what we feel when a hurricane devastates an entire city and we are anxious to help. It is a far-reaching state of understanding. The world becomes less frightening, strangers less strange. Hope replaces hopelessness, doubt yields to faith, resentments fade, and hearts open to forgiveness and acceptance. There are 4 levels of empathy that we should be in the habit of using with children. An example would be in this discussion with a child. You seem angry. Your face is going like this. Make a mad face. He called you a name and you didn't like that very much. You want him to call you by your own name. That short interaction encompasses all 4 levels of empathy. I see you. Here you notice the body language by saying your face is going like this. I feel you. You want to identify and reflect back the probable feeling. You seem angry. Reflecting back the child's thoughts shows the I hear you level. He called you a name, which then leads to the I understand you level, reflecting back the child's positive intent. You want him to call you by your own name. It is important to use these steps to help give children an understanding of how empathy works. Through empathy, children learn compassion. Compassion is empathy in action. Because you hurt, I hurt. Because you are happy, I am happy for you.